If it is a baby that's not completely born, meaning not taking a breath on this plane, it always comes through as miscarriage to me, meaning the loss of the child. And then I feel directed right to you. Do you understand it? And you never found out what the baby was?
No, but the night before my mom passed away, I told her, I said, I wish, I had another child. And she said, Donna, you have the best. You have Brooke. And it was like 7 or 8 weeks later I found out that I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you understand that. But you were never actually told the sex of the child, correct?
I was like 7 weeks pregnant.
Perfect. When they say to me, first trimester, never found out whether it was boy or girl, it's because someone's trying to bring that soul through to validate the miscarriage, to give you the information of whether it was a boy or girl, and if there was ever any name given. Do you understand? Wonderful. I'm being shown blue, which means it was a boy. You felt like it was a boy, because my guide just said to me, she knew in her heart that it was a boy. Do you understand that? Wonderful. What's with the month of April, sweet pea? Because I keep getting April, April, April. It's attached over here. Yep. What, honey? Perfect, because somebody keeps saying April, and I'm like, wait a minute, and then my guide said, nope, shift to the lady with the yellow hair. Why? Hi, honey. This is Rick, everybody.
Hello.
He's one of my clients. Okay, so I'm actually shocked that my guide is saying yellow hair instead of blonde, but that's okay. Remember, all my team is Native American. Everybody on my team is Native American. And so my one guide is saying to me, blonde hair, and I feel April, which I'm being told there's a parental energy trying to step in for you, and they're giving me that date to already validate your birthday. Do you understand that? And you came to hear from one of the parents as well? You came to hear from a parent energy? Perfect. So I'm being told I'll come back to you, okay? I'm going to see if I can get anything else about this soul, because I'm being told the name was never given because you didn't know if it was a boy or girl. Now, sometimes they'll name souls on the other side, but not always, okay? So sometimes what will happen is God will give the name for the soul, somebody in the older ancestry will give a name for a soul, and sometimes they don't give a name. So I'm going to ask if a name is given. I have to stand back here, I'm sorry, but I feel like I want to come sit beside you. But maybe we can move the speaker so I can walk a little closer and see if it still comes in a little bit. So I'm going to see if I get any information about the boy that was lost, and see if I can get any information about how long he's been gone, or at least a name for you. Okay? Can I ask you a question? Have you ever been drawn to the name Michael? Because they're saying to me they named him Michael. Do you understand why? Okay. Can you explain? Because they're laughing just behind you, and they're saying to me the name that was given was Michael.
That's not good.
Doesn't matter. It's just you might have been drawn to him for a certain reason. Do you understand it? Okay, she understands it, so that's okay. Now you have to remember, Michael is a very common name. They could have said Kevin, they could have said Keith, they could have said Ryan, they could have said anything. They're saying to me Michael because that was the name given to him from the other side, and I'm being told God gave him that name. Okay, because sometimes it can be God, sometimes it can be an older generation, sometimes they're not named at all. It's just their way of validating to you. Who's Catherine, sweet pea? Who recognizes Catherine? It's very clear to me. I'm being told down here. All right, I'm going to come back to you, but they're saying to me that they're trying to bring that soul through for you so you know about the miscarriage. Okay? And who's the maternal energy for you? Whew. And I feel like I want to pick you up. You were there with her towards the end, because she keeps saying to me, she gave me so much support and did so much for me in the end. Do you understand it? What piece of jewelry do you have of hers? You asked her to validate that tonight. She said, if I didn't bring up that piece of jewelry, I would have been in trouble by my daughter when she got home. Do you understand it? And you're wearing her necklace?
And I haven't worn it for years and years, and I said, Mom, validate this.
That's right, because sometimes that'll happen where if you ask for a specific validation, they'll give it to me in that moment. Perfect, that's what it's about, okay? So she's here, So I'm going to see anything she wants to say, and then I'm going to feel like I'm coming down here with Catherine. I haven't forgot about you, Bernadette, I promise. And Margaret's still very strong over here. But what happens is they slowly start to introduce themselves to me, and 90% of the time they'll step in and they'll give their name. They'll talk about the passing. Somebody keeps saying to me, I'm so proud of this girl. So I feel like I'll come back here in a minute. But I haven't forgot about you, I promise. They're just pulling me every direction, and it's because they want me to try to get to as many people as possible, because I never control this. Sometimes I read for 2.5 hours, sometimes I read for over 3, and never control it. Right, Melissa? This is like Melissa's 6th event, I think. Okay, perfect. All right, so I feel like I need to come sit beside you, or as close as I can get to you. So I'm going to come down there first, and then I'm going to come back to Catherine. And Margaret just said I haven't gone anywhere. So she's standing right beside you. Okay, all right, perfect. Is this your first time doing this, Sweet Pea? Because she just said, my daughter doesn't know what to think because it's her first time and she wants to believe in this, and that's why she asked about the necklace, and that's why I had to talk about how she was wearing my jewelry. Do you understand? Wonderful. Okay, you're going to have to let me know. Woo, I'm so warm down here. There's so much spirit in this corner. She's standing right over your right shoulder. You have to let me know if you feel anything, because she just put her hand on your shoulder. Okay, so you might feel pressure, you might feel heat, or you might feel some kind of coldness. Okay, so you need to let me know if you feel anything. Okay, she's saying to me she hasn't been gone very long. Do you understand that? Usually means under 10 years. Perfect. It's right around that 10-year mark. Perfect. That's it. If they say recent, it's 3 years or less. Sometimes it'll make me feel under a year. And when they say I haven't been gone very long, it's right around that 10-year mark. So perfect. So it's just a year over. That's why she was making me feel that. Longevity is over 20 years. That's the way they communicate with me, because time isn't the same on the other side. Woo! She's making me like, I have a bunch of jitter with her and anxiousness because she's excited about talking. Do you understand it? Do you know her too, Pumpkin? Because she makes me feel like I want to hug you as well.
That's her sister and this is her niece.
Perfect. That's why. Good. Okay. And who's the father energy for you, honey? Because that's the parent that was, I'm being told, the father energy was the one giving me the April. Do you understand? Wonderful. Who recognizes the name Charles? Very clear. Back here somewhere, older generation. Somebody's trying to pull in a bloodline back here, so I'm just going to leave it. It just means it's an older generation, so I'm going to leave it for a minute, okay? All right, so I'm just going to listen to her. What's with the month of November? I keep getting November birthday. Who's here that has the November birthday in the family? You have November birthday? Perfect. That just means I'm going to start to pull to you next, okay? Wonderful. That's it. Okay, so your dad, I'm being told, it was your father giving me the birthday for you for April. Do you understand it? Good. Is he one of the main people you wanted to talk to? Okay, because he said to me, there's a couple of us, and that's why I had to say, is he one of the main people for you? Do you understand it? And he said, she better want to say hello. It's just his way of validating that he's just the first one I'm feeling just behind you. And then I can see the birthday balloons, and it's just his way of wishing you a happy birthday. And there's a maternal energy that's passed as well. Perfect. Did he go before her? Because he just said to me, I've been gone longer than my wife, but she needs to know I was there to meet her. Do you understand it? And who's Thomas, honey? Who recognizes Thomas? Because I'm getting Charles and Thomas very strong. And I'm being told older generations. I'm going to leave it because they say Thomas belongs right here. You do not know your genealogy? That's it. Because they're saying go to Melissa because it belongs to her. Because I'm being told he's trying to pull through a maternal energy for you. Okay? So I'm going to leave it for a minute. All right. I'm coming back to your mom. Oh my gosh, they have me all over. And you have the November birthday? Perfect. That's why I'm getting the November birthday, because I'm being told someone right here has a November birthday. There's a watch over about someone here on this plane or somebody in the room, and I'm getting the balloon. So you just had a birthday. Wonderful. How are you connected? Okay, because they make me feel like you're connected. All right, wonderful. I need to stop for just a minute, but I'm coming back to her. Who recognizes the suicide by gunshot? Suicide by gunshot. Whew. Okay. All right, that's it. Do you understand it, honey? Is this somebody you're hoping for? Okay. I hear the gunshot. I'm going to ask if they're crossed over, and then if they're not, I'm going to help them. Okay? Who's the brother energy for you? It feels like a brother. Okay, perfect. Is this the brother-in-law? Perfect. Okay, good. When they make me feel brother energy, that can be brother, it can be brother-in-law, or it can be best friend like brother. Do you understand it? But I feel brother energy. Okay, so you understand the suicide. It's okay. I feel brother-in-law coming through as well, meaning they're piggybacking and stepping in together. So that's why I'm saying, who's the brother energy? Who's the brother energy? Because he's stepping in with the suicide. Okay? So I'm being told there's a message here, meaning to the family from the brother-in-law. Do you understand it? Wonderful. So I'm gonna go back and forth with you guys. There's so many people here. I'm just gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay? When a large group like this steps in and I'm reading a whole table at once, they start to piggyback off of each other. So it's not going to be detailed. When I was down there where the grandmother was saying Mary, she was trying to give me a specific date. She was talking about the chest. See all the detail? What's happening is they're all trying to make sure that anyone can have a message. So I'm going to be told that I'm going to be with you guys for a little bit, and then I'm going to move to the other side of the room wherever I go. But your main person you wanted to hear from was your mom. Because she just said, I'm her one and only. Do you understand it? Even though you have grandparents and other people that passed that you would like to at least say hello, she's saying to me she's the reason that you're here. Okay? Good. She's laying me in the bed. She's saying to me, there was a lot of sickness in the end. Do you understand it? She's wearing me down, and I feel like I'm shedding weight. And when they shed that, it's her way of getting rid of the physical before she crosses in peace and in spirit, or it's that there's some kind of weight loss in the end. Do you understand? Perfect. My guide says it's the validation of both when they give me that shedding. Okay? But she's laying me in the bed. She's saying to me her family was with her. But I feel like on again, off again, all the way up until the end. You were there in the end moment? Perfect. Okay. When they say my family's there in the end moment, that can either be her trying to validate the people who are here, or that there's family in spirit. My guide said she's talking about the family met her in spirit, and that's what it is. But I feel the visitation where you guys are with her all the way up until the end. Do you understand? In and out, take care. In and out, watch over. And then she's laying me in the bed. Do you understand it? Wonderful. All right, I'm just gonna, this is what happens. They'll lay me in the bed with them, and then I'll feel their soul being released, okay? So you understand why she's laying me there. It was her way of acknowledging that's where she passed, okay? Perfect. But she keeps saying to me, my family was there, my family was there. But remember, that can mean you, or it can mean the family in spirit as well, okay? You feel like there's things left unsaid. Because she's saying to me, my daughter felt like she said goodbye, but sometimes in her mind she feels like she would have said more. Do you understand it? Perfect. Yeah, she's making me feel the soul being released. She's saying to me her mom was there to meet her. It was the first one she saw. Do you understand? Perfect. And is that your mother, honey? Okay, because I just got, that's my daughter. Wonderful. Remember I said there's a whole line behind you, but I was getting the April birthday from your dad because he's trying to wish you a happy birthday. Good. All right, I'm going to ask her what else she wants to say. She's saying to me that's not the only thing you have in remembrance of her. Do you understand it? Meaning there's other items of hers that you have.
Wearing her wedding rings.
Perfect.
Earrings.
Perfect. Good. That's why she said jewelry. Wonderful, good. But she's saying to me that's not the only thing that you have, meaning I know there's other stuff that's been passed down. Do you understand? And sometimes now if this is what I try to tell everybody, if I do a private setting or if it's a smaller group, the detail is like 10 times stronger than this. When I do a large setting like this, it's just about them giving me specifics so you know it's them, okay? Good.
All right, so for the cedar salmon, the tie shrimp, it's going to be $27.54.
Have you had the Thai shrimp before? Have you had the Thai shrimp? That's good.
I keep getting 2,000. I gotta figure out what that is because I'm seeing 2000.
That's when my daughter was born, her only grandchild.
Perfect. Good. She was born just before she passed?
2000. She died in 2003.
That's it. Because she keeps saying, talk about the year 2000 and let her know that I watch over her. And she kept saying the year 2000. That's very strong validation. Do you understand that? Perfect. And this is the daughter that you were talking about earlier?
I have one daughter.
Because I'm being told you brought her name up earlier to me when I was validating the miscarriage and that name being given as far as Michael. Do you understand it? Perfect. And then she gives me the year 2000 and she keeps saying to me, let her know I watch over her. She said, tell her the teenage years are going to get better.
Teenager now. Doesn't get better.
Do you understand it? Okay, is she kind of all over the place with her emotions a little bit? Okay, because she puts me on the roller coaster and I feel like I'm doing this. And she keeps saying to me, tell her her emotions are going to get better. It's going to get easier for her. Perfect. Okay, good. She said, I want nothing for blessings for all of you. And then I feel like I want to look at the two of you as well. Do you understand? Wonderful. She makes me feel her very strong because she watches over her a lot. She says to me she's one of her guardians, meaning she's always watching over her. Okay, good. She said she's an active girl. She said she's very active. I don't understand how she has the energy to do all the activities that she does. Do you understand that? Perfect. Good. That's what it's about. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to ask if I can get anything else from her. She makes me feel there's so much more she wants to say to you, but she also wants everyone else to have a chance with their loved ones, okay? Good. Now, did you feel her hand on your shoulder at all? Because she's that's it. Because she's saying to me, I'm doing my best so she can feel me. Perfect. Because remember I said you might feel the warmth, you might feel colder, you might feel pressure. Perfect. All right, I'm going to ask her if she wants to say anything else. I've never had anyone say this before, but she just said, tell her I'm always here even when she doesn't need me. Meaning she's watching over the family. But I'm being told, especially your daughter. Okay? Good. And this is your sister, Sweet Pea? Because she said, please tell my sister and my niece how much I love them too. But today I needed to validate to my daughter that I was here by bringing up that jewelry, and so she knew I was here. And she's saying to me, there's words she didn't have a chance to say to everybody because she wasn't expecting to go, and I'm being told they took her quickly, and that family that was with her was in spirit. She's saying to me the first one she saw was her mom. Do you understand? Wonderful. And that's your mother. Perfect. So it's just her revalidating that. Wonderful. Does anybody recognize the name James? I'm getting that very